Hey everyone, Catch 'em All Collectibles here, back with auction block number 2. It's been 2 weeks since I showed a video of the active auctions that I had, and right now, as this goes live on Wednesday, the auctions will be ending this week and this Sunday. 99-cent auctions, no reserve. I'm going to start this video off by showing you just quickly what we have. A little bit of EX series, sorry for the glare, foreign base unlimited, a little bit of lower grade CGC Masakis, we got Japanese Chonkachu, a little bit of Tops, Scream promo, Skyridge box topper, kind of an oddity you don't see too much. Foreign Spanish SM231 Worlds promo, Champions Festival. Got a little bit of modern. We got a theme deck promo, and then Evolution Secret Rare. WotC. You'll note in this one, and you'll see it more when I get to the spreadsheet, lower end stuff, a little bit lower overall, well, a decent bit lower overall amount. I mentioned out of the gate, I went heavy with it. I did what was about $30,000 worth of buy it now listings. This one comes in at about $7,500. I think these were listed for in total. So I feel like somewhere in the $5,000 to $10,000 range is more achievable long term. These last 5 here, you'll really see the quality drops off. Kind of testing out, like, what will the super low end do? I think a lot of these slabs, these last 5, were priced anywhere between $10 and $20 buy it now. So these are the kind of slabs that you would see being forfeited to PWCC without getting a single bid for $9.99. I'm starting mine at 99 cents, so I'd imagine everything will sell. That's everything. Showing you the cards really quick. We will cut right over now to the spreadsheet where I can talk to you about, I can show you these same cards, what they were listed for, and then I can review auction block 1, because that's the other part of this video, showing you what's going live on auction block 2, as well as kind of a debriefing for auction block 1, discussing how that went. So I will catch you right over there at the spreadsheet. So we're back over at the spreadsheet. These are the, what did I do? 30 cards? Yeah, so these are the 30 cards. As I mentioned, if you have any interest, they're now live, 99 cent, no reserve auctions. They went live Sunday the 21st, so they'll all hopefully be bid up a little bit. You can see the buy it nows. The box topper had been listed at 1,200. The lowest listing was the CGC 6.5 Shining Legends Entei. Nick always has a hard time pronouncing Entei. I think he says something like Etni. But yeah, as with my other auction block, I just have thousands of slabs. I have a backlog that I need to get through. I'm auctioning off things that I hope will do reasonably well. I mean, in all reality, like, they shouldn't achieve more than the buy it now is listed for, but occasionally it'll happen. Not anything you should expect though. So total listed price was $8,000. If I had to completely guess, this will probably end in the $4,000 to $5,000 range. Some of these were listed fairly lofty, I think. But yeah, that's again what's up there for auction. If you have any interest, go on over and check them out. And then the other half of this video, for anyone who's still here, kind of the more interesting to me, I think, but I did want to kind of do the self-promotion there, showing what was live on auction. So as I mentioned, we're back now with the spreadsheet for the results of auction block 1. Quickly to explain some colors jumping out at you. I'm trying to use more colors in my spreadsheets because I know they're pretty dull. Red, 30 items. The 2 red ones unpaid. You'll note, if you paid attention or if you look back, I didn't recycle these into the next auction. Kind of a benefit. If you're consigning an item, you've kind of got to sell it for the consignee. Given that these are my items, I think that like subsequent items showing up, having it makes it look like they were shilled, and I don't shill. I didn't bid on any of my own items. Uh, the Korean Ivysaur, supposedly there was a payment issue. I guess the buyer was from Korea through the global shipping program, and they claimed that they really wanted it. They just couldn't figure out their credit card. Whatever the case was, it didn't happen. And then the Shadowless Charizard, that person just didn't pay. Didn't really. I forget if I talked to them at all. At the end of the day, they didn't pay a week after, so that got canceled. And I'm just gonna put it up as a buy it now. I had it pretty high. You'll actually see here in my notes section, going way back to the spring, I bought two PSA 8.5 Shadowless Charizards. This one looked more like an 8. Looked like it shouldn't have been upgraded to a 9 because an 8.5 is an invalid grade, as I've mentioned many times. Common rant that I go back to. So I bought both for a little under $3,000 each. I sold the partner, the one that upgraded to a 9, for $5,250 recently. So had the person actually paid at $2,400, I would have done well on the pair. I'll probably list this as a buy it now, somewhere between the 2,400 it ended and 3,600 that I had it listed before. So yeah, I haven't even listed it back up yet, but I'll list it up soon. The other colors that you see, the 4 gray boxes, I just called those out because you've already seen those back on Monday when I did the comparison video for these are the 4 items that myself, Nick, and James all auctioned off. So yeah, I just wanted to call out that those are the ones you've already seen if you watched that video on Monday. And then the final colors we have over on the right here, you'll see kind of like conditional formatting from red worst to green best. Actually funny, the best performing. So this is a percent of the ending price to the original listing price. So like this one, it's sold for $123.50. It originally was listed for $290. So you do the math, 42.59% of list price. Red doesn't necessarily mean bad. Like I had this one listed at $4,000 because there was a recent sold of $2,700, which I believe was a shill bid. It ended up selling for $910 to me. PSA 10 Unlimited Dark Blastoise for $910 seems reasonable, but it kind of stands out as one of the worst performing to the original list price. It could mean that it performed really bad, or it could mean that my list price was just way too crazy high. But yeah, the one singular listing that went over the original list price, kind of funny, not surprising, didn't get paid. So yeah, I was the only one listed. So perhaps this buyer and the one who didn't win, the second highest bidder, perhaps they're just people that bid on auctions and they don't pay attention to buy it nows. But this one had been up there for weeks at 480, and then it ended at 600. So to get there, you need somebody to bid that max bid, but then you need someone to bid second to push them up to that number. So yeah, 2 people were apparently willing to pay over what I had it listed at. Strange things happen. One thing I did that I'm not going to do every auction block going ahead, but I was pretty excited to see my first auctions ending that I've done in over a year. So 1 minute remaining. I went through all these ended 1 minute apart, and I went in for the entire 30-minute duration of my auction block ending. It was my own little mini event. I snapped the price that it was at with 1 minute to go, and then the ending price. So you'll see some of them moved, some of them didn't. At the end of the day, the total list price of all of them was $31,300. And then with 1 minute remaining individually, they were at 15.1 thousand, and they ended at about 17,000. And then the final number here you can see is the eBay last sold. So some of them, like here, I put the closest comp. It was an unknown N. It was a different unknown letter that I used as the comp. So yeah, not like a perfect thing. Not all of these had. This one didn't have any comps. But at the end of the day, I would have hoped and guessed that I would have gotten closer to about 20,000 Again, some of these were priced really high, but I guess I'll go through, talk about some of my notes. Um, a lot of these I just had so little into. I wanted to see how they do. And it's obviously it's nice at the that's the gross price. That would be less fees, somewhere around $15,000 to free up $15,000 in capital to just plow back into the business to buy new lots or whatever is really nice. But yeah, certain things to call out. Let's see. Nothing too crazy or exciting up here at the start. Some of these base first PSA 10. I don't think I did any base first PSA 10 in auction number 2 because I think it's just really good inventory to have. And I wasn't too happy. I mean, they both hit about 50% of their list price. I think I could have done a fair bit better just keeping those as buy it nows, maybe doing a 20-30% sale on the buy it now probably would have moved them. So the Ivysaur is going to go back up to buy it now. Let's see what else we've got. These packs really stood out. 3 light base packs, the 4th print, 1999 to 2000 variant. Not that they're anything special, and I've got a lot more, but 3 packs for $7.10. Even light packs, they've got the sticker on the back, so they're not really like eligible for grading. But whoever bought this, I feel like got a pretty good deal. Less than $240 a pack for base set unlimited, well, 4th print packs. Oh, this one, I've got the little grimace face over there. Gross price $12.75, less fees. So maybe I cleared $11.50 or so. I paid $2,400 on that. So I lost more than 50% of what I paid. That was a tough one. Part of the reason that I auctioned it, somebody asked me in a comment or on Discord, well, why'd you auction that one? I actually won a lot on Heritage that will be coming in the coming weeks that has another PSA 10 Yellow Cheeks Pikachu. And I'm not particularly bullish on the long-term price trajectory. I mentioned up here, like base first PSA 10 commons. I should have probably held on to them, held out for a little more. It is Pikachu, but I just feel like that's a lot of money. And I don't necessarily think long-term that'll hold out. We'll see though. Again, as I mentioned though, I had 2. I wanted to get rid of one of them. If I could pull that one back, maybe I would have. If I could really go back, I would have never accidentally made the mistake thinking it was a red cheek, buying it for $2,400. So I might clickbait that in the thumbnail or in the title somehow, how I lost over $1,000 on a single card. But the Charizard I mentioned, I sold its partner for $5,250. Let's see. Oh yeah, the base set first edition booster pack. That's another one. I think I paid $3,000 for that pack raw, and then I spent $300 grading it. There's a handful of base first packs I spent $300 to grade, and there's a handful I spent $100 to grade, and somehow didn't get upcharged. But I go back and forth on this one. I had it listed for $7. There was a recent sold at $6. What really stung though, kind of, was a buy it now went on the old style pack case for $4,925. I've mentioned this in multiple videos before, but people don't get the whole pack thing still somehow. The old ones, Pat Flynn made a video, Deep Pocket Monster. It creases the packs. And somebody paid $400 more for a damaged pack than the person who comparatively got a really good deal, paying $400 less for a new style, non-damaging pack case. So yeah, if I could go back, that would be another one that if I knew it was going to auction for $45.50, I probably would have just popped it up as a buy it now for $5,000, $5,200, somewhere in there, and it would have been likely to sell. But that's the nature of the beast when you deal with auctions. One column I don't have, and it would be so hard because some of these cards I've had for so long, I think I had somebody suggested, I forget if it was in the comments or again, just Instagram or Discord, listing what I paid for each or what I had into each. So many of these cards, like it's so hard to know exactly what I have into them, what I paid. I did mention the Shadowless Charizard. I did mention the pack, but I mean, some of these I have almost nothing into, just old binder cards from collections that they were like bonus cards. It's just really hard to say overall. It's not really a column I can consistently add for all my auctions moving ahead. One last note down here at the bottom. This PSA 10 Japanese common base auction for 260. I had two of them, so I popped the other one up for buy it now for $380, and it sold like a week later at full list. So I sold one for 260 at auction, and then a week later I sold it at 380. It is what it is. It kind of shows you that in general, buy it nows are better, but I've got 1,300 listings in my store, so to move 20 or 30 of them every 2 weeks, yeah, I only got about 50% of what they were listed for, but if the items were to have sat for another year, that's that much money that I didn't have like doing work for me, buying collections, making profits. And who knows? I mean, the price could have gone down on those cards. If the price went down on the cards 50%, I would have been much happier to take all the money up front. And so that's just a consideration. The vast majority of my sales through my store are buy it now, and they will be moving ahead. But yeah, I think I'm going to stick with anywhere between 20 and 30 auctions every 2 weeks because it just kind of bleeds out a little bit of inventory. And I'll be interested. I'm really interested to see, going back to tab 2 here, how these super low end things do. I don't have too many regrets in my transactions in the Pokemon hobby or as a business. But in hindsight, like I really should have pre-graded a lot of my cards better. I've got so many CGC 8.5s that would have been PSA 9s, and the prices on them just aren't doing too much. And having put subgrades on a lot of those too, yeah, I definitely would call back a couple thousand of the 5,000 cards I sent to CGC if I could. But if I'm able to auction them, if these cards go for north of $10 and I can just get out of a few of them every couple of weeks, maybe I'll send a handful of them to auction every couple of weeks. So yeah, just the contrast will be interesting to see how this final column pans out. Do the cheaper items do better relative to their original list price, or do the higher end ones? And as the weeks go on, as the months go on, I might be able to kind of come up with some trends. I mean, you can see like the Scream Rowlet, the ones that I did through Nick and James and myself, they hit in the 90s, 70s, not the absolute best, but 80s. They were towards the higher end of like highly liquid items, really popular, that they sold pretty close to what I had them listed at. So yeah, if I find any trends long term, I can hopefully after a few auction blocks, I just have a better feel for these are the things you don't send to auction. These are the things you do send to auction. So I think that's everything for tonight. Yeah, you'll be seeing this Wednesday. What's Wednesday? The 24th. Happy Thanksgiving tomorrow to everyone who stuck around. Friday, I will have another video going live. It'll be a CGC return video. There's about 1,000 slabs worth, but it's just going to be a highlight video showing like the best because a lot of it's not great. More 8.5s than I'd care to say. As always, a couple 10s. Anybody who stuck around this late, teaser, there's some CGC 10s in there. Haven't seen too many of those, so that's exciting. But yeah, that's everything for tonight. Feel free to go and bid on the auctions if there's anything you're after there. This is how I did before. We'll see. I guess I could do quickly. So yeah, 54% was like my average final price to the buy it now. Yeah, that's everything for tonight. Good luck with the auctions if you're bidding, and I will catch you all later.